Hello everybody, and thank you for taking the time to take a look at this demo on Poetry, the Recruiter Enablement Workspace. Specifically, thanks Chris and Darren for the opportunity to present. The reason we created this product is because during 200 hours of focus groups last year, it became clear to me that recruiters spend too long trying to access all of the information that they need to accomplish their tasks. They're swiveling between many different apps, and this is really stressful. So bringing together many solutions into the one workspace seemed to me to be a really great solution. We've taken a lot of inspiration from sales enablement technologies, which furnish sales teams with all of the content and processes and calculators and props and other things that they need. And I think that we in recruitment need these things too. So I'm going to share my screen and talk through poetry. The reason we call this product Poetry is because I firmly believe that recruitment's an art form, as is poetry. It's all about words, as is poetry. So when the recruiter logs in, they first of all access this desktop. And on the desktop, there are tiles. Each tile represents a solution. There are tiles for marketing, for operations, for learning, and for tools. As you can see here, many of the tiles are created by us. They are native. They're represented by our own branding. And then you may add third-party tiles in here as well. So we're not building an applicant tracking system. You might have Greenhouse. We're not building a sourcing solution. You might have Seekout. It's very easy for admins to determine which tiles are accessible to users. They just go into the desktop area, groups, and let's say we're no longer on Greenhouse. I would switch this off, and we're moving to iSIMS. I would switch this on. Back to the desktop. Greenhouse is gone. iSIMS is there. In terms of the solutions that we've developed, battle cards, great for competitor intelligence. I can go in here and let's say I'm going to be interviewing candidates who work for Apple. I'll go into the battle card for Apple, and I can see in here what my colleagues have said following the candidate interviews or the market intelligence that they've gleaned. I've just interviewed some candidates who work. I click Add Intel, and then I add my own contribution to those battle cards. Another one is this Boolean Builder, very straightforward. I choose the team, the job title, the location that I'm hiring for, and it builds out your Boolean string in terms of looking at all the different synonyms and variations on locations and those types of things. And then you can search Google or LinkedIn directly from here. There's this business case builder, which helps you to develop business cases for specific functional leaders, the CFO, the chief marketing officer, whoever it might be, and helps you with achieving your headcount or budget request. Let's say I am a recruiter. I'm a go-to-market recruiter, and I'm going to be hiring in tech because I've been asked to fill in for somebody who is off for a few days. I don't know anything about tech recruitment. I've got a meeting coming up with the CTO about helping with a software developer hire. So I'll go into research. I can go and find research, which is related to what I'm looking for. And if it's not there, I could click create. So this is in the engineering area, software engineer, based in London, working full-time on site. I can choose from a library of different questions, research questions, understanding jobs. What's the main responsibilities for a software engineer, and explain it so a 10-year-old would understand. I have no knowledge of software engineering, so that sounds like a good place to start for me. Okay, it's now developed a few sentences to explain to me in simple terms what's a software engineer. I can then ramp that up so that a 16-year-old would understand. I can find out what other job titles mean the same thing, what academic institutions in London train people to do this job, what are the most important skills, and there's other things that I can get in here as well. So it's a great way to really get more knowledge about that particular job. Okay, so now that I know about software engineering, I know enough to get going, I could go into the kickoff meeting, find, and in here, if there's no kickoff meeting for engineering, I could click create. So this is for engineering, for software engineers, London, and it's full-time on site. Now what we've got is template for how I would go about hiring for that role. I can click on the pencil and I can change the questions, and then I click save, And now what I've got is a template for how I go about my meeting with the hiring manager. Using that information, I can also go into my candidate interviews, and I can either go and find a candidate interview for engineering, or I could click create. And again, using the templates that we've got in here, I could design that and share it with the hiring manager at the kickoff meeting, or by sending it directly from Poetry. Okay, now I've done my meeting with the hiring manager, I know what I'm doing, and I can go into my Boolean builder, get a string. That's going to help me identify people. I could also go into job adverts and create a job advert for a software engineer, or retrieve job adverts in here for software engineers. I could go into social media outreach, and I could go and find outreach messaging to contact software engineers. I could go into social media posts. I could find out more about what's our EVP for software engineers. I could find out more about the personas. I could find out more about what objections might software engineers have about our company, and use all this information to really help me do a great job. Let's say I want a social media post. I go in here and then I click find, and it's for engineering. Specifically, it's to do with software engineering. This is now going to bring up any pre-existing social media posts. They're ordered here according to a score. Poetry applies a score to each piece of content according to a number of factors. I click on the 56 inside the social media post. It gives you recommendations and analysis of the text. And is there any bias or anything like that? It's also taking into consideration the number of thumbs ups versus thumbs downs, the sentiment of any colleague comments, how many times has it been copied to the clipboard or shared with colleagues. So that deems popularity. Okay, if there's nothing suitable for me, I could go into create for engineering, software engineer, based full-time on site in London. And we've got an open day. So open day, February the 1st, click inspire me. And what this is now doing is it's creating a pretty sophisticated large language model prompt, which is going to retrieve for me pretty close to what I'm looking for. Now, there are many different things that admins can do over in the marketing templates area around content prompts and templates and different things, so that me as a recruiter, I'm getting back exactly what I'm looking for when I with just a few words into this box. Okay, if I'm happy with that, I'm now going to go into media. I might want to use an image. So I could use an image that already exists in the library, or I could create one. So this is going to be happy software engineers at recruitment open day in London. I've put in like 7 words in here into this prompt. I click generate, and as before, there's lots of things that marketers or central admins can do within your talent acquisition team over in the marketing admin area to put in other conditions around what's retrieved in this image, such as what branding options you might want, what type of image it is. Is it a cartoon? Is it like photography like, or whatever it might be? Click expand. Okay, here's my open day, happy software engineers. It's got my logo up in the top left. If I'm happy with this, I can click yes, use. That's added it. I'm now going to click create. And from here, once it's saved, I can just share it directly in various different locations. So I'm going to click, additional actions, LinkedIn, and then I would click post to LinkedIn. Okay, so there's many different things that you can do in here to make recruitment easier. Within the learning area, there is learning cards for onboarding new colleagues. Within the operations area, there's a library for policies and processes and various other assets that you're going to find useful. And then for admins and managers, I can get lots of great data. At a glance, I just click on the cog up here, and then workspace, analyze desktop usage. And this is going to show me very quickly which solutions are being used most by people in the team. You can see job adverts is very popular. Social media outreach is very popular. Social media posts is very popular. EVP is less so. So do we need to do some training in that area or coaching? Or Are there tiles in here that people just don't want to use? Should we just get rid of them? Are they things that are actually just clutter on the desktop? Over on the analytics area, I can get more information about specific users and how they're all making use of the platform itself, including their performance. I can change the view and I can get lots of great data. And then finally, I want to show you about our asset analysis builder. So I can see that I have built £29,400 worth of asset value within here. What this is taking into consideration is the average cost for a recruiter, the average time to build these different assets, and every time one is added, it adds money into the value. Every time it's copied or shared, it adds money into the value. Is this scientific? Probably not yet, but as we build up more and more data, it's going to become the sort of thing that you can take to the CFO to show what you've been developing. Now, where is this going? A couple of things that we're going to be developing. The first is an enterprise social network, so that within any of the solutions, I can go and ask a question. Let's say objection handling. How would you handle the following objection? And any user across all of our customers will have the ability to sign up to see these questions or these discussions and contribute to them within the product. They're not going to have access to your content or your data or anything like that. They're just going to have common access to these discussion boards. The other thing that I think is really useful is over time, we're generating a lot of information about from the metadata around what are the trends for what's a great landing page copy and what's a great piece of research and what's a great Boolean string and what's a great social media outreach message and what's the makeup of these things. And over time, we're going to be able to serve you with automatic recommendations. So I'll go put in my email copy and it'll say, you should consider reducing this copy by 30 words. Here's the 30 words we recommend removing. I just click accept and it makes it better with that one click. Another example of that would be automatic coaching going into managers to get a message which says, Mike has been creating lots of social media posts and they're getting quite low scores, whereas Sarah is creating lots of social media posts and getting very high scores. So Sarah might want to go and spend 20 minutes with Mike, giving him some recommendations on how to do social media posts better, that type of thing. I hope this has been interesting. I truly believe this is as important as your applicant tracking system. And you can sign up for your free admin account. Every organization gets one at poetryhr.com.